Hey, what's up? So, the Monaco race just happened a few days back, and what a race it was. It just changed the entire Drivers' and the Constructors' Championship. And we as Formula One fans are looking at this change after a really long time. So, in the Monaco race, you may have seen this flag an ample number of times, and you may have heard the back markers. So, what exactly does that mean? Let's get started. The blue flag. So blue flag generally means is the car is being lapped. The faster car is behind the driver and the driver needs to move so that he can be overtaken. So in normal terms, this means that the car which is in the front of the grid or who's coming first is now overtaking the drivers that are at the back of the grid, which is why the drivers and even the commentators like to call it the back markers. That's blue flag. Now, the yellow flag. So yellow flag generally means that there is a danger on the track, which can be caused due to a collision or maybe a change in the weather. Now, in the yellow flag conditions, the drivers are not allowed to overtake their opponents and even their own teammates. Now, in the yellow flag conditions, there are two forms of it. If the flag is waved once, the drivers need to slow down and they cannot overtake. If the flag is waved twice, so they need to be prepared to stop the car if it's necessary. Now, you may have remembered in this season in the Bahrain Grand Prix when Sebastian Vettel was awarded a 5-place grid penalty and a 3-point deduction from the championship because of avoiding this yellow flag situation in the qualifying session. That's right. These flags can also be seen in the qualifying session, the practice session, and even the race. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about these sessions and how the weekend works, you can look at it from my previous video on this channel. You can see it in the link in the bio, and you can also click the above section to log on to that previous video. So that's yellow flag. The red flag. The red flag is generally announced at a time when there's a serious incident that has happened on the track. Once this flag is waved, the race is stopped and all the drivers need to go back to the pit lane. And the race is restarted based on the driver's current position. Now, you may remember the 2020 season in Bahrain when Romain Grosjean's incident happened where his car split in half. In those situations, this flag is being waved, and it also gives time to the racing staff to go back to the track to clear out the debris and also see who was involved in this accident. The black flag. Now, a black flag is shown followed by the driver's number. It is given to the driver when he has avoided some rules and regulations. And once this black flag is announced, the driver is simply disqualified from the session. Now, in the modern era, very rarely you would see this black flag. But in the 90s, there were a couple of incidents that involved this black flag. One of the incidents that I remember is the 1986 time when Alan Prost was given this black flag for an illegal car change. Now, this is something that happened in the 90s, but there's a quite possibility that you may see a black flag maybe this session. Who knows? Now, these are some of the most popular flags that you may have seen during the race, but there are some more flags that you may have not even heard of. Red and yellow flag. It is generally shown to the drivers to showcase that there is slippy conditions on the track, and it can be due to a change in the weather or due to an oil spill that may have happened. The second one is the black and orange flag. It is a way to showcase or to communicate with the driver in saying that there is an issue in the car which is mechanical and the driver needs to go back to the pit lane. The black and white flag. This flag is generally given to the drivers who showcase an unsportsmanlike behavior on the track, and it is generally given to the bad boys of racing. Once this flag is shown to them, there can be a high chance that a black flag can be awarded to them and they can get disqualified from the race. Now, that's about it for today's video, and if you're new to this channel, please like and subscribe to this channel and to this video as well. If you want to know a little bit more about the racing weekend, how the qualifying works, how the practice works, and how the race works, you can catch up the previous video that was shot on this channel. And you can also catch up some previous podcast episodes that were shot with some top level industry professionals as well as with some racing drivers who had a pretty interesting take related to their career. And once again, thank you so much for giving me your time. And I hope you catch this weekend's race, which is in Baku, which is again a street circuit, which will make the race even more exhilarating. And since there's a huge change in the championship standings, I think the upcoming races would be much more interesting for us. Thank you so much.